Well, hello everyone. I am just popping on today, going to be doing our textured notes card class. I was scheduled to do it earlier in the week, however, due to internet issues, I am now in my guest room in my house because I'm having internet issues at the studio. So please bear with me. I do have a good connection, so we should be all good to go. Let me just pull up this video on my phone so I can see everyone's comments. Please let me know that you are here. Please put a comment in. Let me know where you're from. So, yesterday we had some huge storms come through. I was a little shocked that we had some actual tornadoes touch down in our area. It was kind of scary. But, anyways, so today's class is Textured Notes. This is a class that you can get for free. You are absolutely going to love it. I'm gonna show you how to make 4 cards. In your kit that you can get for free is a total of 8 cards. It's going to be 2 of each of the designs that we're going to make today. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. I do have all the information in the link or in the little description up above or below the video. So you can be sure to check that out. If you Basically, how it works is if you place an order in my online store for $30 or more, I will send you the 8 card kit for free. That includes everything that you need with the exception of the stamps and the ink. But you will get the ribbon, the embellishments, you'll get the die cuts, you'll get the labels, the tags, all that fun stuff. If you do not want to place an order but would just like the kit is $30. So whether you place an order for 30 or you order the kit for 30, I will send that out to you. I do have the link attached, so be sure to check that out. All right, so on to our first card. This is the stamp set that we're going to be using, the textured notes. I really love these designs. I think they're very nice. These are the dies that come with it. However, you do not really, these dies don't exactly coordinate with this. So what this is, it's pretty much a standalone die set. You get all these frames. There's a total of 8 frames. So you could use these for tags, you could use these for backgrounds, you could use these for a lot of things, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me just put this on the side, put that over there, and let's get crafting. All right, so our first card. We get all our little bits and pieces here. So with the card kit, you do also get the tutorial. So it has pictures and directions on how to put everything together. All right, so what we're going to do is just simply fold this piece in half. And this is our pecan pie. All right, so we have that. Then I had gone ahead and I cut out a piece of designer series paper. This is from the Woven Textures designer series paper. We're going to stamp on here. So you don't have to use designer series paper for just a background. You can use it to stamp on as well. So we'll just pull our stamp out. Now for this you do need a bigger block. All right, so let's get this nice and juiced up. Make sure we have good coverage. All right, so we will just stamp. Do one here towards the top, and then we'll put one towards the bottom. Now you don't really need to worry about what the center is going to look like because it's going to be covered. See how it's kind of swooshy all there? That's all right. That is going to be covered. So let's just clean that up. And put that over there. Okay, so let's get some dimensionals on the back of this. And yeah, it was fun carrying all my stuff from my studio back to the house. My husband's like, why did I have a studio built for you? I'm like, you just don't understand. I'm having all these internet issues. It's been insane. All right, so we'll peel these off. And let's add our layer. I love how the ink and the paper just all coordinate. Okay, so we have our piece of basic white. Let's attach that. That's going to go in the inside of the card. So we'll just attach that to get that out of our way. Now you could go ahead and stamp something on this. I like to leave my insides blank so people have enough space to write their little note. All right. So that's what we have so far. So now we need our tag, which I don't know where that tag went. So let me grab a piece. So we'll just take it from this card. All right. So I just have one here. Now we're going to use a new color. This is our Secret C. I do need a piece of scrap paper. Oops. So what I will do is we will just cut a little piece here. So I do need a piece of scrap paper, and that is one thing I apparently did not bring with me. Okay, so we want to use this little basket piece. And this is our Secret C. I think this is like one of my favorite new in colors. Okay, so we'll juice that up, and I want to stamp off. And now we'll put a lighter, well, let's see, do I need to do it again? Nope, okay, just the one time. There's that. There we go. I just wanted a little something in the back there. Okay, so now I'll put this back, and let's grab our sentiment. And that will be thank you. And we're going to do this full strength. All right, so there we go. Clean that off. Okay, so now let's close this before I end up wearing it. And let's assemble our pieces. Okay, so I had also die cut out some smaller strips from that designer paper. So I'm going to be attaching these two together. So what I will do is I will just, well, I'll grab my little mat here because I don't want to get glue on my table. So we'll put just on a portion of it. All right, then we'll take this other piece and put that just over the top. So it kind of layers it a little bit. It's a little crooked. Is it? Optical illusion, I think. Maybe? Close. All right. Excuse me. So now we'll attach this to our card base. And we're going to put that right in the center. Remember I told you that we didn't have to worry about that center looking kind of wonky? Oh, you know what? No, we need to do this piece first. My bad. Okay, so this is a piece of Secret C, and I had run a strip of it through the corrugated die or embossing folder, and then I just tore the edge. So now let's attach this first. Oh, that just really ripped in half there. That's bizarre. Okay, so let's take this. We'll piece this back together. So we'll put this towards the top. That's bizarre. I apparently must have been playing with it a little too much. All right, it gives it that rustic look. There we go. Okay, so now we'll add this. And this will go right in the center. There we go. So there's that. And then let's put on our sentiment. So we'll grab some dimensionals. Put them on. Okay, so we'll put that right here in the middle. All right, now we want to use some of our adhesive backed metallic gems. And we'll pull them out. All right, and then we're just going to sprinkle some of these on. All right, so we'll put one up there. We'll grab some of the smaller ones, put one there, and we'll grab a little darker one. And there we go. And here is the first card. So in your kit, you will get to make 2 of these. All right, so let me put that on the side. Card number 2. Okay, so we have our card base, and we'll fold that in half. Now I have already trimmed out, excuse me, I've already trimmed out the designer paper. So this is like a basket type image. And here's like at the bottom of a round basket. So let's attach this to our card. Okay. There we go. Okay, I had also run through the corrugated embossing folder, another piece. So let's attach this. Now all the measurements will be in the tutorial that you will receive. Just put that on an angle. And this we're going to put in the center of our card because it's a darker color cardstock. We want to be able to see what is written on the inside. All right, so this is where we're at. We'll put that aside. Now we're going to do some stamping. We're going to be using, we're going to use the bigger leaf, and we'll use this one. Okay, so we'll grab our Secret C again. We're going to stamp 2 of each of these. There's one. Isn't that pretty? I just love this color. It's not black, it's not blue, it's not gray. It's kind of a mix of all of them. Okay, that's clean. Now let's grab our smaller leaf stamp. I'll put one here. And then one right there. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is just cut these out really quick. It should not take very long. And then we need to die cut out a label because I stole the label for the other card. All right, let's get this bigger piece off. All right, now when you're cutting, you want to try to move the paper. I think doing that, I think you get a cleaner image or a cleaner cut. Except when I'm doing it on a live. It's going to get jazzed up. Get rid of that chunk so it's out of our way. And let's finish this piece up. And you could get as intricate as you want with the cutting. You could try and go down all the way to the stem if you would like. Yeah, it's too bad there wasn't a die for this. So I think I might just trim out this little bit. Turn our paper. All right, there's one. Probably should have done these ahead of time, but that's all right. You'll have some time right now. Go grab some coffee or some tea. I'll just be here cutting. So if you are here and you are watching me, please put in the comments, say hello. I would also love if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing my video. That would be fantastic. Okay, let's turn that a little more. So does anyone have any big weekend plans? I know it's the week before, or the weekend before Memorial Day. Does anybody have their garden in? Yeah, I planted my garden last weekend, and I have a bunch of tomato plants, a bunch of pepper plants, and it all looks beautiful. My husband had laid down this black tarp-like thing, this garden mat, because I'm all excited in the spring to do my planting and gardening, and then when it comes time for weeding, ugh, that's the worst, because we have mosquitoes up here that I think they should be our state bird. They're just ginormous, and there's so many of them. Plus I get lazy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to weed. So he put this mat down, and it looks so nice, nice and clean looking. I love it. All right, one more piece to go, guys. All right, try and get in there real quick. All right, home stretch. Yeah, so after I had the garden all planted, I go out to water the next morning, and I'm missing pepper plants, I'm missing tomato plants, stinking little bunnies or something is getting in my garden, and it's wiping out my plants one by one. And it's all fenced in. It has a netting around it. I can't believe these little guys can just try and get in my garden. Well, not try, they actually do get in. It's quite frustrating. It seems like every time I go out there, I'm missing more and more and more of my plants. All right, so now what we're going to do is grab a label, because I need to recut one. And we will grab, where was that scrap paper? We'll do that. Pull this out. Grab our little sandwich plates. Alright, so we'll put this together just like that, and then we will stamp our sentiment on there. Alright. There we go. That there. We'll put this on the side. So I love these dies. Did I mention that? There's so many sizes. It's so cool. All right, so let's stamp our sentiment, and I think we're going to use the thank you again. I like that one. Everybody needs a thank you card. And we'll grab our ink. Stick that right in the center. Very nice. All right. And put this away. All right, so let's put everything together. Okay, so we have our card base. We have the corrugated paper already on there. Now we're going to grab our leaves that we trimmed out, and we're going to put some adhesive on the back, and we're going to attach them to our card base. So a little strip on that one. Just flip these all over. And you don't need to put adhesive over the whole thing unless you want to, but the little lift, I think it'll make a little interest on the card. Okay, so we'll put these down just like that. Now we'll do the same thing with these at the bottom. There we go. And then I have this really pretty ribbon. So this is a new ribbon. It's white, and it is they call it ribbon. That's funny. So we're just going to cut a small piece of it, and we're going to put it behind our sentiment. So let's trim this. Now you have to be careful with this because it does fray really easily, so you want to be very careful. So let's put a little adhesive on top here. So this has something to adhere to. Here we go. We'll grab some dimensionals and we'll put that right in the center. Okay. Just like that. So a very masculine-y type card. I don't know if that's a word, but isn't that nice? So you could send this to anyone you'd like, if there's someone that doesn't like all the flowery type cards. But we do need to put our embellishments on. So let's use some silver. Is that silver? Yeah. Okay, put one there. Ooh. Up here, and one right there. All right. So here is card number 2. I think it's so nice. All right. On to card number 3. All right. We'll grab all our little bits. All right. We have our card base. So we're just simply going to fold this in half. And then we'll press this down. And then we'll put our our inside cardstock on the inside. So we'll just put some adhesive on there. There we go. Now this is more of that designer series paper. I just absolutely love it. Isn't that nice? It's like a jute type basket. We're going to use this side, so we'll add our adhesive on the back side here. And we're just going to lay this flat to our card base. Alright, so there we go. And you can tell I really enjoyed playing with that corrugated embossing folder. So we'll attach this. Now I did find using the Seal Plus on this works really well. However, you do have to be careful because it's such a strong adhesive, it does tend to rip it a little bit. So we're just going to put this in the upper right corner. And then we have another die cut out from those dies I showed you. And we're going to do some stamping. Ooh. So we're going to be using Old Olive and Crumb Cake. I think we'll do our crumb cake first. So this is like the bottom of a basket. And we will just stamp this just off center a little bit. So let me grab my mat. And we'll just put that right about here. So we're just kind of going off the edge a little bit, just like that. All right, we'll put that on the side. Now we will grab our garden, or Old Olive. We'll get that juiced up. And we're just going to stamp this right here over the top. Just like that. Right. Clean that off. And we're going to use the smaller one again. Oops. Take this one off. There we go. And we're going to stamp this one twice. So we're going to stamp it up here, just like that. And then we're going to come back and stamp the bottom. There we go. All right, so let's close these. All right, we're going to need our black. We're going to stamp our sentiment. We can open it. There we go. And let's see, what do we want to use? We can use a little note of appreciation. So I die cut from that designer series paper a little rectangle here. We'll put our sentiment right in the center of that. All right, not the most centered. It'll work. All right, so let's clean this off. Close this. And we're going to grab some of our baker's twine. And I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers. Just a couple times. And we'll cut. And I'm just going to pinch it together, and then we'll put some adhesive right here. lay that over the top of that adhesive. Let's get some dimensionals. There. So when I go to send this to someone, I will definitely stamp out a new label. Okay, put that right in the middle there. All right, so now let's add this to our card base. All right, so one more. All right, let's flip this over. I'm gonna put this right in the center. Well, we're gonna put it just off to the side here. Just like that. Easy peasy. All right, so let's add some more embellishments. I think we'll do some of the darker, almost a coppery type color. So we'll put one up here, go there, and then we'll grab one of these big ones and put that there. All right, so here is card number 3. All right, and for our last card, let's grab all our little bits. All right, so we are going to grab our crumb cake cardstock and just fold it in half. Now remember, you can get this 8-card kit for free. Simply place an order in my online store, or you can purchase the kit outright for $30. So you can either get it for free with an order, or you can purchase it outright. And the cost for either one is $30. So you can just purchase the kit for $30 or place an order for $30 and then you'll get it for free. And I have the link and all that fun information attached to this video. All right, so I die cut out another frame. Isn't that really pretty? I don't know if you can see it if the camera focuses in, but it's this little pattern. I just think it's so detailed. It's wonderful. All right, so let's add our adhesive onto our corrugated paper. I love the embossing folder. Did you guess? Okay, so what I did for this was I took the measurements from the inside of this frame, and that's how I got the size for the paper. So I just measured from the inside and then took off a 1/4 inch, and then you have the 1/8 of an inch on each side. So I did that for the top and the bottom. All right, so let's grab some dimensionals and we'll attach this to our card base. Excuse me. Okay. So let's put this, we're going to actually just center this one. Nice and simple. There we go. We'll grab our Secret C ink pad. And you'll have to watch me cut one more set of, or one more image. I know, that's exciting. You could probably go and get a refill of your coffee or tea, or depending what time zone you're in, a cocktail if you wanted. You pick. There's no judgment here. All right, so let's trim this up. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to let that dry for a second. So we'll stamp our sentiment. So we're going to use "You Are Seriously the Best." So I'm sure you all could find somebody for this. Because you don't have to send just birthday cards or just thank you cards. You can just send a card just to send a card. So we're in May. In June, I'm going to be starting a Mail It Monday challenge. So it's going to be starting in June, so I'll have more details on that coming up. So what that's going to kind of look like is every Monday you will post on my Facebook page here a card that you're going to mail out. You don't have to show any kind of names or anything like that. But just, if it's a birthday card or I'm thinking of you, just post a picture of the card that you're mailing out for that week. So you could do 1 card, you could do 5 cards, you could do 10 cards. But just post a picture of a card that you're sending out. And then at the end of the month in June, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free stamp set. And it's going to be a fantastic stamp set. You are absolutely going to love it. So it will help you to create more beautiful cards. I think the whole personal touch of cards have gone away since there's just all this technology. I think people really enjoy getting something that's beautiful and something that you could tell a whole lot of thought had gone into creating it just for that person. I think people really appreciate that. Yeah, I remember when people started doing those cards online and you'd get like a bunch of Christmas cards online. Well, that's fine and dandy, but I can't really hang that and decorate my house with your beautiful card. So I prefer to get a card, something that you can actually touch. I don't know, call me crazy, I don't know. All right, so let's start assembling. So what we're going to do is grab some dimensionals. We'll put them on the back of our leaves. Put as little or as many of these as you want. All right, so we'll just put that right here, right about there. Beautimous. All right, so we'll put some adhesive right in the center of this. I know that's kind of crazy. All right, let's take some more of this ribbon. Now in your kit, you will definitely get more than enough ribbon. And remember, it's an 8-card kit. Let's trim that. Now you want to make sure your scissors are very sharp. All right, let's lay that down. Let's hope it stays. Here we go. And some more dimensionals. So I see my friend Tim is watching. Hello, Tim. I met Tim through our church. We had gone on a trip to Israel. Tim is such a hoot. He's so funny. But we all had a really good time going to Israel. That was, gosh, that was before COVID even was a thing. We left, the world was normal. We came back, and we got one of the last flights out of Germany before airports started shutting down. It was insane. All right, anyways, so let's add some bling on here. So we will grab one of the bigger ones. I think we'll grab another big one, just because we can. And then a little smaller one. Put that there. All right, so here is card number 4. So let me just pull out all the fantastic cards that we made. All right, so here was card number 4. Here was card number 3. Move that down so you can see it. This is card number 2. Aren't these fantastic? This would make a really awesome gift package for someone, to make all these cards and then give all the cards to that person and they can mail them out. All right, so here are the fantastic cards that we made. I really hope that you enjoyed these. If you have any questions on how to get this kit for free, just put a comment or message me. So just real quick to reiterate, this is an 8-card kit. You will get everything to create these cards minus the stamps and the ink. You will get everything that's all cut out. You will get the embossed pieces. You'll get the die cut pieces. You will just need to stamp your own images. If you do not have this set, you could always use what you have or purchase the set, hit the $30 price point, and I will send this kit out for you for free. If you don't choose to order anything, that's fine. That's great, but you still want the kit. The kit is $30. So why not spend 30 bucks and you get it for free? It's a no-brainer. All right. Well, that is all I have for you lovelies today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I will see you all later. Thank you so much. God bless.